Okay, good. I'll promote. There we go. Attendees. Promote to panelist. I have no idea why this is. I have no idea why this did this. The whole point of putting everybody in as a panelist was to avoid having to do this. So that's cool. Okay, well then that's what I'll do next time. Let's see, right now it's saying panelists 11, attendees 0. Kate, do we have everybody who said they would be able to attend?
Let's see. We're still, oh, Dorothy is here. Stephanie, Peter, hold on, and do we have Jennifer?
Yes.
Oh, yep. So that's everyone who emailed that was having issues.
Okay, all right. And I don't have anybody else ending up in the waiting room, so we seem to. All right.
I got around the issue with the waiting room by typing in the meeting code number that's in the address there, that like 9 or 10 digit code. So like the link wasn't working, but you could join by the number.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Okay.
Same. The link went to a hold spin.
Okay. All right. So I think that's everybody. And we should be good to go. I will keep the participant list. Oh, there's Ruth. There we go. Okay. All right. Just let us know when you're ready to start recording, and I think Kate can start the meeting once we are. It looks like everybody's here. So, all right. Thank you for that. This is apparently what happens when I try to follow instructions.
All right, great. So the February meeting of the library trustees is called to order. And so we're welcoming Dorothy. She's joining us tonight as our recording secretary. So I'm Dorothy. I'm guessing you are not able to do roll call tonight, which is totally fine.
Not tonight, thank you.
Yes. So I will do roll call. Ruth.
Unmute.
I see her. Jennifer.
Here.
Stephanie. Najar.
Present.
Katrina. Not here tonight. Peter.
Present.
Anne. Not here tonight. Stacy.
Present.
Rick.
Here.
Thank you. Fran.
Here.
Stephanie Dallaire.
Here.
And Kate O'Brien here. All right. Open for public comments. Do we have anyone, Al, in like the waiting room public comment area?
Nope, nobody in the waiting room.
Okay. All right. The next piece would be the approval of minutes, which once Dorothy is officially on board, we can clean up our last few months of meeting minutes, and then we'll have a few months to approve. Receipt of communication. So we did actually this month receive a few things at the library. All of the library trustees who were voted in this year got a letter. I believe, Al, did you had forwarded that to the individual
I believe I did.
Yes, I think you did.
Yeah.
So that everyone got kind of like a letter from the state, which was very nice. We also received a letter from, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. A letter about some of the paintings and artwork that had been donated to the West Branch. It was something that had been informally done when Melissa was there. It was actually not even when Melissa was director, but rather when Melissa was in charge of the West Branch.
Mm.
And it was a letter from the family kind of just like formalizing that situation of like hanging artwork at the West Branch. And the next piece would be the report from our interim director.
All right. So I forwarded the report, which included the budget and a couple of supplementary materials to everybody. So acting director's report to the Board of Trustees, February 2024. Staffing, the job posting for the library director ended on January 12th. Human Resources Director Beth O'Donnell collected applications and coordinated 4 interviews. Many thanks to the board and the hiring committee for graciously including me and accepting my feedback and opinions. We have filled 3 of our 4 open aid positions, all of whom are beginning their training this week. So I'd like to welcome Chidi Ojaku, Emily Cooper, and Joshua Trelligan, and I look forward to their contributions to our great staff. Interviews are currently underway for the last open aid position, and I hope that position gets filled soon. Human Resources has been working with the Custodians Union to post the vacant library custodian position. We hope to give our current excellent custodian, Sean Meager, some help in the near future. In the meantime, Sean has been doing excellent work on behalf of the library. In terms of budget, I included the budget for your review. I'm happy to take any questions on that and answer to the best of my ability. Programs and initiatives at the main library. Senior Technical Librarian Yunnan Go is in charge of our English Language Circles programs. So she'll be adding 2 more sessions to the 3 that we already have. So we'll have a total of 5 English conversation circles. The program also now has a dedicated laptop and a TV in the room that is dedicated for the conversation circle purposes. Senior children's librarian Jenny Usovich has been doing outreach at the elementary schools. At the McCarthy School, she gave a presentation about the library and upcoming children's programs to 3 grade levels. At the Carroll School, she did a story time and a craft with the 2nd grade class. At both of the outreach sessions, she signed up all of the grades at the schools for library cards. So we've been very busy processing those. She received a Peabody Cultural Council grant to run an accessible art club and has lined up 3 painting programs with Cape Ann Art Haven to get that started. The first one will be a Northern Lights glow painting class that is available to kids and teens. Upcoming children programs include Little Groove Baby Wiggle, CFCE Music and Movement, Family Lego Fun, Thursday Drop-In Crafts, Bug Petting Zoo with Professor Bugman, Saturday Creative Movement classes with our aide, Veronica O'Leary, and a Make a Hot Cocoa Jar activity with our new children/teen assistant librarian, Neff Madeir. Also upcoming is a pilot program for drop-in homeschool hangouts for homeschool families to meet each other and do a craft. And we actually had a department head meeting today where she reported that the first one, 31 people came to, which is huge and wonderful, and they're looking forward to more. Senior teen librarian Amory Thomas has been managing a busy teen room. She found a donated Wii video game system and added it to gauge interest in adding video games to the teen room collection. It has been used every day since its installation. Upcoming teen programs include terrarium making, paint pouring activities, and a month-long readathon. slime making, cookie tasting, and a teen checkout contest with the Peabody Institute Library of Danvers. So they'll be using Beanstack and seeing who can have the most books checked out between libraries. Amory's been doing regular school visits to the local middle and high schools and plans to set up a lending system with the high school, similar to what she established for the Brooksby Village when she was working at the West Branch Library. Amory is also very quick to commend our new teen children's assistant librarian, Neff, as he's been an excellent asset and resource for the teen room already. At the South Branch, Urban Planning for Kids program presented by UMass grad student Calvin Anton was extremely well attended, and it was featured on the front page of the Peabody Weekly. The South Branch will also begin hosting 2 monthly programs for seniors. A game group for seniors will be a meetup for patrons for playing board games and card games together, and Lego for seniors, where they can get in touch with their inner child and use the library's Legos to build fun creations. And at the West Branch, the teen area will be getting 3 new gaming computers by the end of this month. For building and grounds, Facilities Director Jim Hafey approved moving forward with installing a U-channel filter rack on the 2 HVAC units that are at the South Branch. The quote has already been put through. He requested a timeline with Limbach, and the project should begin as soon as that timeline is provided. For long-range planning, I attached an outline for all of you to get a sense of where we are and where we're going with that, because that needs to be set up. The deadline is pretty much the end of June because it needs to be started at the beginning of FY25. So the survey is already set up in a Google form. There will be a dedicated landing page on the Peabody Library's website. So it'll be peabodylibrary.org/LRP. It's not live quite yet because I'm waiting to get approval from the board for all of this before I put everything forward. But I included a screenshot of what that landing page will look like. The participants will be able to scroll through. They'll see all 10 questions. They won't need to click to different pages to complete the survey. It is 10 questions we are expecting based on our staff kind of trying it out. It took about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. So we're trying very hard not to intrude on everybody's very limited time. The Google form is embedded in the website as well. So they won't have to go to the Google Forms site. And they don't need to log into or have a Google account in order to fill out the survey. The survey will not collect any email addresses or any identifying information. We're keeping it completely anonymous. If the person has a Google account and happens to be logged in, they may see their email address when it pops up on the screen, but it will not be collected in the data that comes from the survey. I am working with Kate and one of our library staff members to get the survey translated into Spanish and Portuguese. I may also have a lead on an Albanian translation, so I will see how that goes and keep you posted. Just like the English survey, they'll each have their own landing page. The library, the initial LRP landing page will have the 2 links for Spanish and Portuguese to click there. So it should be as few clicks as possible. We can also give the dedicated websites directly to the Spanish and the Portuguese. So they're set up the same way. Let's see. Was the dedicated landing pages. The homepage of the website, I'll be adding a slider to direct people to the landing page. It will have a QR code that takes you to the landing page for the survey, but they will also be able to click the link on the slider to access the survey as well. Let's see, we will have flyers for the survey. I am hoping to spread those as widely as is humanly possible. They will have QR codes leading to all 3 of the language versions, maybe 4, of the survey. The flyers will be 8.5 by 11. I also want to do a social media campaign with it. There'll be a regular posting of the graphic that I included. We need your feedback. I will be posting 2 versions of it, so I'll kind of be alternating. One will be hyperlinked, one will not be hyperlinked. I would like to make it as easy as possible for people to access the survey. However, the social media sites have a vested interest in not guiding people away from their sites. So if you add a link to a post, there's a chance that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, will bump that down lower on your feed because they want you to stay on Facebook and Twitter and not click a link to go away from their site. So I'm hopefully likes, shares, and whatnot will get a little bit more traction if there are options for a linked version and a non-linked version. The frequency, my recommendation is probably weekly. I don't want to oversaturate people, but I also don't want people to forget about it. And there's a possibility I could tie it into the George Peabody birthday campaign, which I have information about. I'm hoping to distribute the survey through the school system, City Hall and government officials, the Chamber of Commerce, Main Street businesses, citizens in local banks, whoever is willing to take the survey, share it, post it on a bulletin board that they have. I would love to get as many eyes on it as possible. So I'm working with a subcommittee for focus groups and interviews. I included the 5 potential questions. I really don't want there to be more than that. The focus groups and interviews should really be no more than a half an hour. Again, everybody's time is limited, and if we are lucky enough to grab some of that time for some people to talk about the library, then I would like to keep it brief and to the point. So the questions are included there for your review. Potential focus groups and individuals from City Hall, government officials, PATV, citizens in the senior center, the Rotary Club, Northeast Arc, the school system, local businesses. I do have connections with some of these organizations, and the library is a member of the Chamber of Commerce. So hopefully we'll be able to make some connections through that. So the timeline, basically from now until mid-March, we'll be focusing on the surveys, the focus groups, the interviews. From mid-March to early April, I'll be mining the collected data to work on goals, visions, and mission for the library, write the plan in April, present it to you in May, and allow all of you the month to review it so you can do a finalized vote in June. And then the plan will go into effect July 1 of 2024. So that is the long range planning where we are, where I am hoping to go. It's ambitious to reach as many people as I want to, and I recognize that, and I realize that there's a good chance that all of that is not going to happen, but as many as we possibly can, the more feedback we get, the better, especially from people who may not be using the library, because I'd love to find out why and if we have solutions to any problems that they may have. The George Peabody birthday campaign, I talked with Kate a little bit about this. We did not have any programs that had the gravity or austerity that I felt that George Peabody deserved. Most of them were smaller, individual dedicated craft programs, and they're wonderful programs, and they're very popular, but not necessarily set up to honor somebody so important to the history of the library. So I suggested to do an online campaign similar to what we had launched back in 2021, with a couple of little added twists. So again, there'll be a dedicated landing page on the website. It'll have a survey. In addition to collecting names and email addresses for those willing to share, it will be completely optional. So if people want to remain anonymous, they can. But I would also like people to describe what the Peabody Library means to them. I think it's a nice way of honoring the mission that George Peabody set out. It is also a campaign that's been used for a lot of nonprofits and political organizations to identify supporters, and gain some wonderful insights into our advocates and what we are doing really well. So this can also tie into long-range planning that way too. So I'd also like to add an additional component to this campaign, pushing it out regularly on social media. I think we just posted it a couple of times in 2021, and then we had the landing page and the slider for it. The social media campaign, I gave you a sampling of, I think, 4 of the graphics. I have 10 in total. They'll include either a quote from George Peabody or an interesting fact about him. They'll be posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to Facebook and Instagram. The posts will also encourage people to go to the birthday card landing page so that they can fill out the form. The final component of sending this out, there'll be a one-time dedicated email sent out to our newsletter subscribers, letting them know about the campaign, linking to the campaign, and then there'll just be a notice in the regular weekly newsletter, just kind of reminding people that it exists. Let's see, the landing page isn't live yet, but I included a screenshot of that as well. That is ready to hit publish as soon as your approval, with or without any tweaks, goes through. The library's homepage will also have a slider wishing happy birthday to George Peabody and encouraging people to click to sign his birthday card. The social media graphics are included as a sampling. If you would like to see all 10, I'd be more than happy to provide them for you. They're all set and ready to go. I also plan to have a dedicated post on his birthday, the 18th. It falls on a Sunday this year. Ideally, the campaign will end on February 29th. On March 1, those who have authorized their permission will be thanked for their support on social media and on the website. And I hope to include some slides of some quotes of what the library means to people as well. So those are my 2 plans for basically what is going to occupy the next couple of months for me. So I welcome feedback and questions.
Thanks, Al. Does anyone have discussion or questions for Al? All right, can I have a motion to accept the interim director's report?
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, on to the reports from the committees. So Audubon, anything new to report, Stacy?
Nothing.
Building and grounds, anything new to report?
No, I have nothing further.
Right. Personnel, anything?
I think someone is going to be talking about that later.
Oh, yeah, yes, I'll bring up that. Yes. I should have prefaced that. I apologize. Yes.
Okay.
We will discuss the director search piece when we get to it. Policy and procedures, Katrina is not here today. Foundation, Stephanie, do you have anything?
Yes. So we had our meeting last week at the library, and we have come to some really great news about Birds and Bubbly, and that Anne Quinn was able to secure Drumlin Farms to have live owl/birds of prey. I didn't get the details. I don't know. I don't think Kate, she even told us the details as to how many birds they're going to be bringing. But our theme for Birds and Bubbly this year is Birds of Prey. So we're very excited to have this little sideshow going on where we're going to have some live birds as part of the event. So that was an exciting step that we were able to take in the right direction to make that all happen. So that's pretty much it. Everything else, the status quo that I told you about, we're going to have, hoping to get sponsors as well, that we did last year. So again, I'm just reaching out to all of you. If there's anyone, a business or personal, friends, family that would like to sponsor the library, you'll be getting a copy, I'm sure, very soon of the sponsor letter so that we can just share it with everyone. And then you can go from there. If it works out for you to pursue that, then great. The date again is April 26th, and tickets will be sold. We're going to have a QR code right on the website and on any of the forms we send out so that people can just Venmo their tickets and make it kind of a seamless transaction that way as far as ticket purchases go. And I think that's it in a nutshell. Again, I think I'm not sure if I told you folks at the last meeting, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. We're also doing the geranium sale on May 11th, Saturday, May 11th, the day before Mother's Day, so that we can take advantage of that. The big selling of flowers for all our mothers. So hopefully that'll be successful.
Great, thank you. And then the Historical Society, Anne is not here today. So can I have a motion to accept the reports from the subcommittees?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Right. New business. So I don't believe we have, because George Peabody's birthday we talked about last time, so that'll be under old business also. The only new business, if anyone had any questions, concerns, wanted to be more involved with the long range planning that Al mentioned, you can reach out to Al. I know she had reached out to some, but if people wanted to, help getting the survey out, things like that, just let Al know. I know she'd appreciate any and all of our support. Al, just to confirm, you didn't need us to vote on anything tonight, correct?
Unless you feel that the proposals that I put forth need a vote, then no, I have no business for you to vote on this evening.
All right, perfect. So on to new business, or old business, excuse me, old business. So director interview. So we ended up with a little update for everyone. We ended up with 8 applicants. We ended up interviewing in the first round last Monday. We interviewed 4 candidates, along with a few trustees. So it was myself, Rick, Ruth, Fran, and then Beth from HR. We have 2 candidates to present to the whole board for second interviews, which is great. And I would like to propose 2 different dates to make sure we get a quorum for those interviews. I was hoping to get the interviews in next week if that works for people. They would be in person. I think it's better to do Zoom is so convenient. I think in person would probably be better. So you get to feel people better. We're hoping to be able to do them in the Sutton room. Hopefully, I haven't even checked with Al about that, but hopefully just so we're not like crammed in the trustees room, but we can adjust. I was hoping to propose next Monday, the 12th, or next Thursday, the 15th, and it would be in the evening. I'm not sure if anyone has yays or nays.
About what time in the evening?
So we have
From
to check
5 o'clock on?
at 5 o'clock on.
Okay.
Because I know people have lives and work. So does anyone have?
I would prefer a Thursday, but I can probably work with anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Steph?
I would prefer Thursday, but I could work with anything.
I would prefer Thursday as well.
Okay, so I will coordinate with Beth, because she will be the one reaching out to schedule the interviews with the candidates, and see if we can make Thursday work? So we'll be so the way, just so people who have not gone through the process before, we will do interviews with the candidates. It's an open meeting, so the interviews are open meeting. We'll go into executive session to discuss, and then our vote will be via open meeting also. So yeah, that's how that, and once we have scheduled the 2 interviews, I will send out the resumes and information about the 2 candidates, so you have an opportunity to review those prior and send me any questions that you want to make sure are asked so that we can do it in an organized fashion during the second interviews.
That, Kate, may I say something?
Absolutely, yes.
So also the Peabody HR director is going to be there to make sure that we are on board and legal. And there's going to be 2 candidates. And I'll tell you, Kate and Beth did a great job keeping it to 45 minutes per candidate. With the 15-minute, we discuss it. So I think we definitely should plan for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's very important. Yes, it would be a decent chunk of time because we'd have to do the interviews. We want to make sure to have plenty of time to discuss and then go back to open meeting for a vote. And it will be like a roll call vote. So Dorothy, we can touch base about, because we do need a recording secretary there. So we can touch base about that. Did anyone have any questions, concerns about that, please?
I'm impressed at how quickly you're moving it all along. So this is great because I'm sure everybody wants that to happen as quickly as possible. So that's wonderful that you're able to move it along.
Yeah, I think that way too, we can get someone in place in time for budget, new budget, and and also then Al is not, because right now Al's kind of doing 2 jobs, and so we can get her so she is not having to do that. So Ruth, did you raise your hand?
If there's any chance to start at later than 5, that would be better, but I still could do it.
Okay.
I don't know about others.
Is starting at 6 a more reasonable time for people?
For me, that's better. Yeah. I don't know about everyone else.
I'm
Yeah,
flexible.
I can do 6.
Yeah, 6 is fine. I can do 6.
All right,
Does
let me
Al,
see.
do you have to be, Al doesn't, you're not part of this, right?
So Al, since she was invited to the first round, we would definitely invite her to the second round, as long as, and I would like to have her there for the interview.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure how that, I can't remember how.
Yeah, so the way it will work is Al and Beth will be there, because it's technically an open meeting, so actually anyone could be there.
Right, true.
Yeah, and then when we go into executive session for discussion, anyone who has joined us will excuse themselves, we'll have our discussion, then we'll go back to open meeting, and everyone can come back. So
Gotcha.
And if we do it in the Sutton room, we should have a staff member there as well anyway, so I can be the staff member keeping an eye on the Sutton room.
I have a question. So that's great. It's a great way to organize things. But to Al's last comment, when we go into executive session, it still will just be the trustees, correct?
Yes, so anyone, Beth and Al included, would have to, and it would just be the trustees for executive session.
Right. Good.
All right, so I will touch base with Beth about scheduling those 2 candidates, and then I will notify everyone via email. In terms of George Peabody's birthday, I think Al's plan, I had already discussed with Al, I think that plan is great. In past, I know we've done like a Saturday cake and coffee, and really it's just been a few trustees eating lots of cake, and then we tried to join it with other events and different things. I do think, I know in the past trustees have purchased a wreath and it's been displayed in various places. I would like to propose that we still do that piece. We do still have money left in our line item. And I actually think it'd be nice if it was displayed somewhere at the library, just to, that same ribbon of like happy birthday. And then it's from the trustees. As long as no one is opposed to that.
And may I also say, I agree with you, Kate. I would like to see that happen. We used to put it, doesn't have to be, we used to put it right on an easel, right when you entered the main entrance of the main branch. and a lot of people could see it with the ribbon. I think he's going to be 229, right? Because next year he's 230. So I think
229.
229, right?
You're
Yeah.
correct.
So if we can have that on the ribbon, that would be awesome.
Right. And I believe Evans is where we've gotten the wreath in the
In the
past.
past, yeah.
Right. So we can take care of that and we can display it. Al, you can, that to your discretion, Al, where it is not obstructing anything and it is in a
Right,
nice
wherever you want is fine
Yeah.
with us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think either we have a table with information, we could either put it behind there so people see it right when they walk in, or the other alternative would be to put it in front of the Queen. And I'm happy to take trustees' opinions on that, or even have it sometime in the very front and sometime in front of the Queen.
No,
That works as well.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, so we'll take care of that. All right, was there any other old business that anyone?
Can I just mention one thing about George Peabody's birthday is that if he is turning like 230 next year, I think it would be nice to do a little something of a gathering. I know one year, the one thing that we did get people coming were our elected officials were pretty supportive of that kind of a thing. And I think they liked coming. So if there's something, we can at least think about it over the next few months before, just maybe brainstorm some ideas. But I would like to see some little bit of acknowledgement, in some sort of way. And I know, like you said, like, doing something with events doesn't always necessarily work out to the best, but it would be kind of fun to do something. I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah. And I think it's worked best when it's kind of been in conjunction with an event already happening at the library, and then we invite other, because we have more of a turnout, we have cake, and I think
right.
It's a little bit so maybe we can be a little planful.
Yeah.
Share and see and make that work. Did we lose Al? Oh no, you just shifted on my screen and I thought we lost you.
Me too.
I apologize. All right. So no one has any other old business?
Stephanie Dallaire had her hand raised.
Oh,
I think that's why everybody shifted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo Stephanie's comment about doing something special for the 230th birthday. And even if it's not something with other departments or with another event, I think we should, consider doing something like a fundraiser for the library. Similar, if we're not going to be doing the Starry Night, maybe something like that, like a little gala, or tie it into February Valentine's Day, fundraiser for the library. And also it's a nice, 230 years. That's a big statement. I don't know, just throwing thoughts out there.
Yeah, no, that's actually a great idea. And maybe we can partner with the foundation.
Yeah, we have to go through them to fundraise.
Yeah,
this is also the 170th anniversary of the actual library building opening too, and so that's something to maybe consider cashing in on.
Yeah, no, that would be great. So maybe we can partner with the foundation. That would be a great idea. All right. Can I have a motion? Oh, so our next meeting will be, our next monthly meeting will be March 5th at 6:30. Stage 2, we will have to make a decision as it gets closer, whether we are in person or a Zoom. We'll have to stand by for that one. But March 5th at 6:30, and we will be meeting, of course, next week for our second interviews for our director. Can I have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, Ruth, go ahead. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. I know the IT department's been pretty packed recently, but I noticed that the trustees listed on the website have not been updated. So I'm hoping that can happen.
So I have emailed with them. And they have the information. So I'm sure they will. And
Sorry,
Good
which
point.
website are you referring to? Do you mean the city website or the library's website?
Library.
That I can update.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Well, I'm
just,
looking at it. It is.
yeah,
It needs
that
to be
fell off of
updated.
my radar, I
Yeah.
think, just because everything sort of happened at once around that same time frame. But I'm already in there doing the George Peabody campaign and the long range planning survey, so updating the trustees' information is no problem.
okay. Thank you.
Right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Right. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you, Kate.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.